dialog now. Just want you to see what we're about to apply, how that kind of behaves a little bit, and we're going to throw it in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in and using that template, what we're going to do now is we're going to come over and we're going to leverage a limit here. So we've got a couple things going on here. Let me zoom out. We've got a begin right turn lane and end right turn lane. You should see the arrows kind of, screaming at you right there. And so for this, we're going to go ahead and put in this particular template. So we're going to go ahead and add this in, and we're going to add a template drop over that range. So what I want to go ahead and do is go and do a new template drop. We're going to select that. Now we should be getting more comfortable with the dialog, right? So I can follow the prompt, locating the corridor, and then I can follow selecting a template. Now in this one, the template name is different, so I want to use the Alt key and the down arrow to go find that. And if we take a look, it's that very top one under the Project Templates folder. There's the name, I've highlighted it for you. And we're going to use this. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And now it wants me to confirm it, so I'm going to left mouse button click. And then the start and stop, we gave it those little helper lines. Let's just go find the beginning. Now this is on the left side now, so let's make sure we're grabbing those lines on the left side. So I'm going to grab that start, and I'm going to grab that stop. Now when we do this, drop interval, well, I'm going to keep the same. And we're going to let that process. Now, well, that didn't work out, right? The whole side's missing. Well, right, that's because the preview showed me it didn't have all of that available. Now we're going to tell it, go find this line. So when it goes to find the line, just like it did with a match line to make things disappear, this one's going to make stuff up here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add these in. All right, so to do this, make sure, do they have? They're doing the point control on the other side as well. I'll circle back to that one. I don't want to. Yeah, you do the right one at the same time. I want to just do the one and then do the other. So on this one, just forget that. So on this one, what we're going to do is just like we did with the match line, we're going to add the corridor reference. So to do that, if you look under your ribbon, under corridors, miscellaneous corridor references, we used this earlier to make the intersections disappear. We're going to select that. Now, it wants me to locate the corridor. I'm using my mouse as it's telling me what to do. I'm going to go ahead and select corridor model. It wants me to locate the first reference. Now, if you look closely, we've got some line work drawn here. And you'll see we've got line work denoting our edges of pavement. You just got to pay close attention. We're going to go ahead and select those. So I'm going to select two items. First and second edge of pavement. When we reset, it's going to process and it's going to allow it to seek. Now, there's something wrong with this. It's not correct. And this one's tricky. I'm going to do my best to show you from kind of a top-down perspective. So if I switch this, I want to look at my sidewalk. Now, does everybody see there's these black lines that are, the interval itself coming through the sidewalk, this black line. Notice this black line starting to not look perpendicular through the sidewalk. That means the slope is actually incorrect through there. So it's actually kind of skewing the sidewalk itself. We want to fix that, and we're going to fix that. So what we're going to do to make this correction, I'm going to zoom in close. This one probably looks the worst, so I'll kind of zoom into this one here. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply a capability that allows that line itself to be what we call a secondary alignment. So as this line work is coming through perpendicular, once it hits a certain point, it's going to pivot and be perpendicular again. Thus, I'm going to get the proper cross slope on my sidewalk, my grading, all of that through that area. And a lot of users miss this, and then later things don't look right. And then you're trying to figure out, how do I fix that? So this is why it's important to show this. So on here, we've gone ahead and added that in. And what we're gonna now do is we're gonna add what's called a secondary alignment in this case. And so the secondary alignment is a capability that we have that exists underneath our editing commands. So notice I went to edit and I picked a pull down here, and I'm gonna navigate down to the create secondary alignment. And what this will do is make that correction. So when I choose this option, I get the following dialog. I'm going to kind of ignore it for a moment and just follow the mouse. It tells me to pick my corridor. So I'm going to navigate over and grab my corridor. There's a template drop, that works. So I'm going to left click. It wants me to locate that secondary alignment. Now, it's only the piece that I want it to pivot from and be perpendicular. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and pick that taper. When I select it, it says, where do you want to begin? Well, probably right where it begins. And where do you want it to end? Probably right where it ends. What is my offset? Well, it might make sense to set that offset at 0. So I'm going to key in 0 here in this case. And I tend to hit tab, just so you guys don't know, when you're keying in values, if you do not lock the value in and you move your mouse, sometimes it changes. Now, I typed in the value 0, it doesn't really matter, but make sure you're always hitting tab. Now, another tip, there's enter and tab. Enter is an active entry. It'll like even leach values in. Tab is a bit more passive. So when you hit it, it'll lock values, but it doesn't execute commands. So you gotta choose wisely. I'm usually a fan of tab because this hand isn't doing much, and this one's doing all the work. So I'm trying to, equal out my carpal tunnel or something. I don't know. It's gonna happen one day. So at this point, I'm asked for a stop offset. I'm gonna key in 0 and again hit tab. And I'm left clicking to confirm these values. When I do that, does everybody see that sidewalk just popped? Now you can see it. Now it's obvious we fixed it. Perpendicular. So that's a secondary alignment. That's now fixed the cross slope of the sidewalk and everything that passes beyond that for us. And so now that is correct. The next one we want to show you, and we'll stop after that, is